Your eyes were built for the horizon. Right now, your eyes are doing something they were never designed to do. They're locked onto a glowing rectangle, 30 centimeters from your face. Tiny muscles inside your eyes are clenching. Your pupils are adjusting to artificial light. Your attention is pinned to a flat surface. And if you do this for hours every day, your biology doesn't just tolerate it. It adapts. Not in a good way. If you've ever stood outside, looked far away, and felt your mind unclench, there's a reason for that. For almost all of human history, your eyes lived in a completely different world. No books, no classrooms, no offices, no phones, no screens. Your ancestors used vision for one thing above all: distance, horizon, movement, survival. Your eyes weren't built to stare. They were built to scan. And modern life? Modern life forces the opposite. Near, 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 all day. And the weird part is, the first thing that breaks isn't your vision. It's the rhythm your eyes are supposed to live in. Imagine standing on an open plain 70,000 years ago. No walls, no ceiling, no notifications. Just sky, wind, grass, and movement. A hunter doesn't stare at one fixed point for 20 minutes. That could get him killed. Instead, his vision sweeps constantly. Left, right, near, far. A flicker in the grass. A bird suddenly changing direction. A branch moving where the wind shouldn't be. Back then, noticing movement at a distance meant food or death. Your eyes were once part radar. Today, they behave more like barcode scanners. And that mismatch is not just a metaphor. It shows up in your eyeball. Let's talk about the machinery. Inside your eye is a small muscle called the ciliary muscle. When you look at something close, this muscle contracts. It changes the shape of the lens so you can focus. When you look far away, it relaxes. That's the natural rhythm. Contract, relax, near, far, focus, release. Now imagine a child holding a tablet 35 centimeters from their face for hours, then homework, then TV, then phone, then laptop. Near, 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 near. The relaxation phase becomes rare. And look, myopia is more complex than muscle strain, but prolonged near work is clearly part of the problem. Because when you keep training one mode of focus, your visual system starts reshaping itself for that environment. But near work alone doesn't explain the explosion. There's another missing ingredient. Here's the trap most people fall into. They think the enemy is the screen. So they buy blue light glasses. They dim the brightness. They turn on night mode. They feel smart. But the real missing ingredient isn't color. It's not an app setting. It's something your biology expects. Like food. Modern indoor life created a strange biological famine. A famine of brightness. Outdoor daylight is dramatically brighter than indoor lighting. A typical office sits around a few hundred lux. Outdoor daylight can jump into the tens of thousands, even on cloudy days. That difference matters, because bright natural light doesn't just help your mood. It changes the chemistry inside the eye. One proposed mechanism involves dopamine activity in the retina under brighter conditions. And dopamine appears to help regulate eye growth. That matters because one hallmark of myopia is axial elongation. The eyeball literally grows too long. Light enters, but because the geometry changed, distant objects blur. Your eye didn't fail. It adapted to the wrong environment. And once you see this, the story gets darker. Because it's not happening to a few unlucky people. It's happening to whole cities. When intense near work and indoor living rise, myopia tends to rise too. Fast. In some urban populations, rates among young adults have reached astonishing levels. And multiple projections suggest that by 2050, roughly half the world may be myopic. Half. That's not a quirky side effect. That's a civilization-scale biological shift. But here's the part no one talks about. This isn't only about blurry distance vision. It's about what kind of world your brain thinks it lives in. Because your visual system evolved for behaviors modern life barely uses. Peripheral awareness, motion tracking, depth judgment across distance, rapid environmental scanning. Ancient humans didn't spend their days reading static symbols on a flat white surface. They navigated dynamic three-dimensional worlds, tracking prey, reading social cues, detecting threats, reading landscapes. Even today, parts of your vision are highly sensitive to motion and contrast changes. That's ancient hardware. But what do we train it for now? Scrolling, microtext, icons, tiny rectangles, eye movements measured in centimeters. Your ancestors watched horizons. You watch thumbnails. And the strangest part is, no predator forced us. We chose convenience, food delivery, remote work, streaming entertainment, instant messaging. The horizon disappeared because we no longer needed it. And biology noticed. Evolution has a word for this. Mismatch. Mismatch means a trait evolved for one environment becomes maladaptive in another. Craving sugar made sense when calories were scarce. Now it helps fuel obesity. Stress responses once helped you escape predators. Now they trigger during email. And vision? Vision evolved for distance, brightness, motion, and complexity. Modern life offers closeness, dim interiors, repetitive focal behavior, and visual monotony. Mismatch. So what do? No. This is not the part where I tell you to throw your phone into the ocean. Civilization isn't reversible, and the goal isn't nostalgia. The goal is negotiation, because once you understand the mismatch, you can correct the environment. Here's the fix. Simple, not trendy. More outdoor time, more distance viewing, less uninterrupted near work, more visual variety, not as productivity hacks, as environmental correction. You are not repairing a defect. You are reducing mismatch. Tonight, try something simple. Step outside, leave your phone inside. Look at the farthest thing you can see. Not for productivity, not for optimization. Just because your species spent most of its existence doing exactly that, and maybe your eyes will remember something your schedule forgot. That they were never meant for cages made of glass. They were built for light, for motion, for uncertainty, for distance, for the horizon. What's the farthest thing you can see from your home?